Thank you all for coming. I'd love to start with introductions, so I'm happy to introduce myself first. My name is Jeremy Clough. I teach at the Ashwood Waldorf School in Rockport, Maine. So the first thing, of course, is getting to the space that you have or creating it, depending, right? So depending what you have in your classrooms, sometimes you have to move desks and oftentimes a song or something will be used, but having a routine that's used every time, so that way you just begin singing or playing a note in the flute, whatever it is that you do to start them, they'll come into that they'll know what to do, and they know where their desks go. So whenever I change the desks and I forget, so I've moved around their desks and now they have to move their desk to a different spot for circle, there'll just be chaos if I don't remember. Someone will say, we don't know where to put our desks. And I'll say, stop. And so those are the little things that do matter. And once that flow comes down and they come into circle, they're ready to begin. So a few activities kind of just get a sense of the circle. These are just some simple ones. So I even start out a little farther. This will have just enough space, I think. And I often call this an eagle circle. So I'll say to children, eagle circle. We'll make an eagle circle. Tail feathers are just touching. And then penguin circle. We come in and our elbows will be touching. And then mouse circle. So we just use our toes in here, little mice, and try and make a circle. And you'll see that. And you'll also see this, and they'll think they're in the right spot, right? And then penguin. And so mouse. Eagle. Penguin. Eagle. Penguin. Mouse. Eagle. Nice. It's much easier with you than with the children. And then one we can't do in here, I call falcon. If we just run as far as we can and whatever, just out. If you have a bigger space, or they'll go to the walls. If you're outside, you can run and then come back to wherever you want them to begin. So, good. Let's start with a few kind of warm-up activities. So, this one goes like this. Peas, porridge, hot. Peas, porridge, cold. Peas, porridge, in the pot, 9 days old. Some like it hot, some like it cold. Some like it in the pot, 9 days old. Good. So that's just a really simple one, but you can really use that in different grades because I should have said as adults we should be careful to make sure our knees are bent, right? Because it's a good hamstring stretch, and so it can be good even in the older grades to do something like that. You don't need to keep doing peas porridge hot at a certain age. They're not going to like that rhyme, but you can just warm up with something like that and just listen for the rhythm. Let's do another one. I think how this one goes. I'm forgetting the beginning now. Let's do. Higgity-piggity, my black hen. She lays eggs for gentlemen. Gentle changes, men come every day to see what my black hen doth lay. So this one wakes you up because of the change. So I have to wake up too. So we'll try it again. So it starts, you just go right, left, right, left, but then it changes halfway through. So, higgity-piggity, my black hen. She lays eggs for gentlemen. Gentlemen come every day to see what my black hen doth lay. Is that the end? Good. Okay, let's do this one. Summer, salt, and pepper upper. Hurry up and eat your supper. Artichoke and pickled pepper, 2 for a dime and 6 for a nickel. So I'll do it again. Summer, salt, and pepper upper. Hurry up and eat your supper. Artichoke and pickled pepper, 2 for a dime and 6 for a nickel. Okay, so we'll do it one more time. But you can see, so here's this crossing. And if we were to just go like this, that would be another way to do it. But what this does is, you might notice, it kind of wakes you up, right? If you could do this, you could almost do it without thinking about it. Yeah. So you can make up, these in any different ways. You could be doing it with your legs, and so this is just one example. But let's do this one again, just so you have it. Summer, salt, and pepper upper. Hurry up and eat your supper. Artichoke and pickled pepper, 2 for a dime and 6 for a nickel. Good. Here's another one. There we go. Deedle, deedle, dumpling, my son John went to bed with his trousers on. 1 shoe off and 1 shoe on. Deedle, deedle, dumpling, my son John. So it starts out kind of at the very boundaries of our personal space and comes in, which is a nice one for the children to kind of be aware of all this space around them. So we'll do it a few times. Deedle, deedle, dumpling, my son John went to bed with his trousers on. 1 shoe off and 1 shoe on. Deedle, deedle, dumpling, my son John. Okay, so after, with the children, you had that really down. I know you don't right now, but just, we don't have quite the time to get that down. This is what I do with them, a little bit of a game out of it. So as soon as you see me go like that, you go like that, but remember the place that we were at in the rhyme. Okay, so we'll do it and you'll see. So deedle, deedle, dumpling, and then think what's next. My son John went to bed with his trousers on. 1 shoe off and 1. So add an element of balance. Shoe on. Deedle, deedle, dump. Ling, my son John. Good, so you can see actually one thing we didn't put up on that list is impulse control, right? So that's something can be very difficult for children these days. So anything where there's a little bit of a pause and a little bit of stop and they have to remember their place is good for impulse control. I also want to do that one in a different way. So as you're doing it, I'm going to give you different signals. So the first one will be shh, and you keep doing it, but saying it in your head without the words, and then I'll go like that, and you come back in wherever you are. Okay? So, deedle, deedle, my son John went to shh. Deedle, deedle, dumpling, my son John. So again, with the children, they have to know them pretty well before you want to do this. But and then another version. This time, so I would probably do this in a different verse, because in this verse they're already used to this being the kind of pause, but they go back to the place where they are. This time, keep going. So keep saying it using your inner voice, but you're not going to move. So you will be like this too. and then you try and go to wherever the place is that the verse comes in, wherever the movement is in that place. Okay? Makes sense? So, deedle, deedle, dumpling, my son John went to... And... One, two, on. Deedle, deedle, dumpling, my son John. So I cheated a little because I remember part of what you need in that is I usually have a bell or a chime and I ring. I gave you the word, but that's just another example of something you can do with them.